The following program, Casualties of War, is classified MA for mature adult audiences. It contains coarse language and adult themes.
People don't consider what a soldier goes through. Since Timor, I've probably been asked 100 times if I've killed someone. By very learned, people. And that's an astounding question to ask someone that's been in combat. That is an astounding question. But again, it's ignorance. And, this is the battle that you have within yourself is, should I be fucking pissed off about that? Or am I being narrow-minded by expecting them to understand? And then you start to have doubt, guilt, and all the wonderful things that come with it. And look, you've already got enough baggage, and I think returning home's the hardest thing about seeing active service. But just you work into a pub and someone has a go at you. Well, the night before I flew home, I'd been on an operational patrol in Indian country, Then we flew home and knocked off, went to Sydney, went out in the piss. These two guys come up and ask if they can have a game of pool. Now, this is like 6 hours off the plane. And I'm like, yeah, no worries. And I said, told them the rules I play, which is 2-shot rules every foul. This guy steps up to me and he says, only poofters and cunts from out of town play 2-shot rules, mate. Which one are you? For me, the second that he said that, I've gone right back to East Timor, looking down the sights of a rifle and a fucking Indonesian Special Forces soldier, shitting myself. Right there, right at that minute, prepared to take him out. And it wasn't just, people you don't know, it's your family as well. I've had friends I've known for 18 years say, you used to be hard, now you're a fucking pussy. And you got to sit there and go, well, you're an electrician, I'm a fucking Special Forces paratrooper, motherfucker. Where the fuck do you get off doing that? But you can't, because if he goes, oh, what? I'm going to uppercut him in the throat and break his fucking neck. Like, I don't think that I had the right to beat the shit out of him, and I didn't. But the effect it has on you, you just internalise it all. And you got to sort of start to tear away from your military training, which is react, react, react. A good defence is a good offence.
A year after Lee left the army, I saw him jumping fences when cars backfired, and the aftermath when he took on a car that was coming at him head first.
I broke down, it destroyed my life. Started going to see counsellors, could not function, could not communicate, didn't leave the house, started doing drugs, started drinking. Jesus Christ. Could not function as a person because I was so frustrated. I spent 11 years and 4 months in the army. I'm trained as a sniper, demolitions expert, mortarman, machine gunner, section commander, platoon sergeant, tracker, amphibious warfare expert, parachutist. I've got more skills than most surgeons in my field. But in civilian world, I'm qualified to do nothing.
When I met Lee, he thought I was a tree hugger. I thought he had tabs on himself. We became friends. I wanted to know more about what it was like for a soldier. And that's how I met Shane and Paul. They also served in East Timor.
Since I've been home, the whole experience, fitting back in, and it's been over 7 years now, I think, has been unreal. I don't fit back in. I don't cope with day-to-day stresses. Yeah, I do have some pretty horrible memories, or flashbacks, if you like, of what happened to was going on with the children in East Timor and the people in general. These memories sort of haunt me every day, and definitely every night, I know that.
The only thing that really kept me sane was the fact the kids were still here, still floating around, so... And I think the only thing that kept me from going bush now is because the kids are around, which is good. So if I didn't have the kids around, I would have been out bush or somewhere, who knows.
While he was in East Timor, Lee filmed video footage to record his experiences.
I joined the army in 1993. I was 17 and a half, I think, nearly 18. I can remember first coming back home with all my equipment, and just going through it and thinking how cool this is and how much of a game it is and how exciting it is. Trying on all the gear, that sort of stuff. But they kind of let you know straight away that, this isn't going to be fun. You're training for war. You are training to close with and kill the enemy. That is what you're training for. I was in a Special Forces unit in reconnaissance platoon. It's the number one, if there was anywhere to be in a shift fight, it was us. The Ready Reaction Force, Quick Reaction Force, was manned by us 30 blokes. We were at the front of the front. You are taught to operate mechanically, with conscience, of course, but you are taught to act immediately. You don't question, you just do your job.
What they learn is survival behaviours. They go into survival mode, where you learn to scan your environment, you learn to quickly react to threat, where you learn to neglect your own emotional reactions.
It is ultimate effort, in the coldest, hardest possible terms, to achieve your aim, which is to kill the enemy and preserve your own force and preserve those that you protect. If we got to kill one militia to save a village, I totally believe that's right, if it's saving innocent kids, women and men. East Timor, for instance, stopping those people from being killed, whether we were killing people to do it or not, was the absolute right thing to do.
There are hundreds of thousands of refugees in various parts of East Timor, clustered in the mountains, without adequate food or with no
humanitarian situation. Thousands will be starving and dying if there is not an immediate international response.
Violence being used as the disguised nature of it, the random nature of it, the selective nature of it.
And to lead a multi-nation security force to restore law and order and to enable the full return of the United Nations.
The Indonesians had systematically terrorised that population. So when our soldiers went in there, they were often having to deal with situations where people had been shot, macheted, dealing with dead bodies, and where they also witnessed a great deal of human suffering.